Good evening and welcome to week 2 of the Belong Arena Crash. I'm Bacon Rufo. With me on the desk today.
Hi, I'm Val. Nice to meet you.
There we go. Nice formal introduction for everybody. So, I hope you're strapped in and ready to go with a really exciting day of games. We've got Leviathans versus Brawlers up first, and we're going to be following that with Rams versus Swarm.
The main matchup I'm looking for is those two names at the top of the rosters. King for the Rams and Wizard for the Swarm. Both very talented DPS players, going to be stand-up players for their team, and whoever wins that duel could effectively decide the series. I mean, I'm probably going to lean a little bit more toward Wizard, not only as a Swarms fan, but because I like the flexibility, I like the skill he's got in that Genji. If that comes out, it'll be interesting to see what these two rosters come up with. Yeah,
I do have a little bit of a heads up on what we can possibly expect coming out from Swarm. They have hinted that they're quite a fan of running the Mei variants of Go. That's where you swap in the Mei for the Diva to try and build up a little bit of space control. But we still got Sir Reclaimer looking on this high ground. I think he's trying to just hide his presence slightly. Oh, but that's unfortunate. Wizard goes down early, but we've still got Sir Reclaimer looking for this power driver initiation. Are we going to see it out in his natural habitat? He drops the mines, he goes for the power driver, he manages to get quite a lot of damage in there. Foxworth falling down to the mines, and Bromy Speedwagon with the follow-up. Really excellent play there for one initial investment of ultimate. Can't really fault that as a play.
And I did like that swap from the Rams, actually opting for a triple CC setup. You mentioned the McCree and the Brigitte, but it was actually a late swap from Amazing onto that Roadhog. They really want to punish Wizard's mobility, and we're going to see him moving over to Tracer now. Still someone who can be punished by CC, but not quite as heavily as Doomfist.
But they've got to be quick, 97% on the point. There's looking like nobody round there from Rams to actually start the overtime counter, and that's it. Swapped, but too late.
There's 2 minutes left on the time bank. It's not too bad, but with how strong a start Swarm had to this map, maybe you'd like something a little better than that moving into these final offense. We've got both tank ultimates coming online for Swarm now. They've got the Earth Shatter, they've got the Graviton, nothing really online for Rams, who have kind of moved up to store picks, especially with that Wrecking Ball coming out. We'll have to see if Sir Reclaimer can land a huge shatter here.
Yeah, and of course, an Archer's ult is going to charge so quickly that it's pretty much guaranteed to come up in this nice fight. Sangdoli takes the kill. The Battle Lucio on the field. An Archer taking out Cannon Fodder. It is a big Earth Shatter. Gets 2, then 3. High Noon popped, finds Foxworth right in the middle of all that damage. Just has to take out the Wrecking Ball to start securing a bit of progress on this cart. And we're going to see that 72% of the way toward Wizard's final ultimate is almost definitely, in fact 100%, not going to be there in time.
That said, Swarm are still going to have time for one more fight coming in at the end of this first point, and they've got 5 ultimates online. And Archer isn't too far away from his Dragon Strike either. It's looking really solid. Rams, you need to make something work here. Can Foxworth farm up that Transcendence before the Dragon Blade comes through? It's a nice pick onto Amazing to start things off from Embroni.
Yeah, 84% of the way to a Bob from King. Having that 7th teammate in the fight is going to be pretty useful. The Wizard pops the Dragon Blade, and we also get the... Oh, here we go, Bob in the fight, but not before Wizard gets a quick 2 and a 3, taking out Manchild as well. Sinatra with the follow-up, taking out Cannon Fodder with 8 seconds left on the clock, and just Bob left anywhere near the cart. This is going to be all over for Rams, I fear.
They think it's all over? It is now.
It is now. There we go. It wouldn't be British casting if we didn't make a reference to the World Cup at some point, wouldn't it? 40 seconds left on the clock. Rams have time for one more fight if they are clever and if they are quick about it.
One more fight, and again, we saw Swarm double investing those support ultimates, so that opens the window wide open for the Rams. This is probably the biggest weakness I've seen in the Swarm's play. As dominant as they've looked, they've got to stop stacking those support ultimates, investing in the Coalescence and the Transcendence in the same fight. It opens up this window now for Rams.
Ooh, right from downtown, Kobe style, right into the majority of the Rams. That's going to hold them off with 8 seconds left on the point. I did see the... There we go, we actually did get the Reaper onto point. He went for the cheeky flank using the speed coming in from that Wraith form, but it's not going to be enough. The turret, the Molten Core right by Spawn is definitely going to stop them coming out and recontesting. Wizard here with some serious BM play.
It's looking dire for the Rams.
Yeah, it's not in a good situation for anybody. We need to see some really, really quick ult charge and a really impactful. In fact, there we go, 98% of the way. Manchild does have the Earth Shatter, but it needs to be absolutely massive. It's not going to be massive because Manchild goes down. King secures the kill onto Sangdoli, but Inatra and Sir Reclaimer and Wizard cleaning up in that kill feed. It is nobody left alive from Rams. 5-player kill streak coming in for Sir Reclaimer, 33% of the point capped, and that's Anubis over and done with. Wizard commits the pulse bomb into the fight, but not really getting anything out of it. Inatra coming in with a Dragon Blade, gets one, but Speedwagon takes the wind out of his sails, of course, by stealing the kills. Does manage to get a second one, taking out his opposite number in King. We've got the Earth Shatter for Rams, but whether they can get that into this fight remains to be seen. Nothing left online for Swarm. We've nearly got the not even worth talking about, because Swarm cap 0.3 in pretty quick time. We're going to see them 3 points from downtown grabbed to stop them getting on the point. I almost guarantee this.
Yeah, Rams gonna have to split up, be pretty careful with their pathing, see if they can get someone else to touch the point. Speedwagon actually holding back on that grab allows Rams to advance onto the point. King moving over to that soldier, a little bit more mobility, see if he can contest an archer on the high ground.
Oh, we've got the nano boost, sounded like it was coming out onto Bastion. Bastion gets 2 and he gets tank form at the same time, not even needing to commit it. Wizard on an absolute tear gets 4. Tank form coming in just for the BM of clearing up on tank form. That is all she wrote for this fight, as the tank goes right towards spawn, but that's all over and Swarm take this 4-0. We have a kind of unusual match coming up for you today. Normally we see PC players versus PC players. We're actually going to be seeing some console players against some PC players today, so you may notice some changes in the gameplay. The console players are playing on a PC, but they're playing with controller options. So it's I don't think I've ever cast a console player versus PC player game, so it's going to be interesting to see just how that works out. And another point that it is worth bringing up here is, of course, because they are console players and because they're playing on PC, our console players for the side of Brawlers are not actually going to be playing with their Scream names, so we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about character names rather than specific players, so do bear with us through that. Okay, but let's talk about the team we're doing a little bit about. There's Leviathans here. What can you tell us about what we can expect from Leviathans?
I can tell you to look out for Mr. Adrenaline. We saw some star DPS players in our previous match with King, Wizard, Inatra. Mr. Adrenaline, he's going to be the player of that character. He's the highest ranked player on Leviathans. If there's going to be any star player for this team, it's going to be Mr. Adrenaline. Now we're going to see a recontest, and recontesting with Orisa, it's not the easiest thing in the world.
No, it's not. Of course, incredibly easy just to walk past the shield. Apparently, it's very easy to do that if you are Orisa yourself. The shield went down, and there was no follow-up, and we've got the sentry turrets down. Mr. Adrenaline pops the Dragon Strike, and away we go again. Brawlers forced right back. We've got a Farah in the mix now as well, so lots of DPS options for the Brawlers. They're actually running triple DPS at this point, solo tank, but you are going to fall to the Moira Orb if you are that Farah. That's unfortunate. Orisa looking to set up on this high ground, but gets immediately dived by the Winston coming in, and you're getting double dived with the Diva coming in as well. And finally, Mr. Adrenaline on the Reaper means that is going to be a really bad time. Mr. Adrenaline with the triple takes down 3 with the Death Blossom. 88% capture point progress. It's not looking good if you're the Brawlers here. You need to get in and start using these ultimates effectively. Well, the ultimate's been used. I wouldn't say it was effective. It almost went entirely into that Diva defense matrix and getting followed up with a kill by Mr. Adrenaline, taking out his opposite number. That's going to be all she wrote. Leviathan's taking that without breaking a sweat, because if it takes out the supports, then this could be really, really impactful. And they have to know that this is crunch time. This Tyre has to come in now. It's a nice trap, has allowed Brawlers to get out of the way, but he dies without it. I suspect we're going to see this fired from spawn, but that might be too little too late. Would have liked to have seen that a little bit earlier. Diva gets demeched, and the poor baby Diva gets swallowed up by the dragon, and we're going to see the Tyre. Tyre gets 2, but it might be too little too late, because there are 3 on point, and Leviathans are going to take that, even with that incredibly impactful Tyre.
I think we're going to see this Diva setting up for a Hail Mary grab. Hail Mary bomb, sorry, it goes over the top, but it falls short, just like everything else the Brawlers are doing right now.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. You can't blame them for trying. It was certainly worth a go. Nice swap at the end there over onto the Winston. Could maybe have done to see that in slightly earlier, maybe in place of the Orisa, but no one's even going to be able to come in. Oh no, we've just got the baby Diva on the payload, on the point. It's not going to be up, but we did finally hear it. We rang the team kill bell, and that is going to be a full hold. Leviathans full holding Brawlers on point A Anubis. The Orisa is back in line. It needs to be an absolutely on-point shield here if it's going to stop this Earth Shatter coming in. The Moira there managing to actually whoa! Finally! This is the sort of play we were hoping to see from Brawlers. It's the Graviton self-destruct combo you all know and love in this composition, and it comes in big.
That's a better Grav Bomb combo than I've seen from some contenders teams.
That's a bit of shade for the contenders community there, I think. They may have some questions to ask you following on from this.
Actually, Brawlers with a composition that kind of makes sense on this defense. 2 healers, both really good, high mobility, getting lots of value out of this Junkrat, a triple tank as well, but you can't afford to lose your Junkrat and you'll lose here early like that. It falls apart at the last second.
No, and
now
got the
Leviathans
minefield committed as well, meaning that it's going to be so hard for Brawlers to get in and actually do anything to contest. 2 meters left on the cart. That is going to be all she wrote, just as we were starting to see a bit of spirit from Brawlers.
And there's still 5 ultimates online for Leviathans. They haven't really been forced to invest anything so far, whereas Brawlers constantly popping their ultimates out of sync with each other, just trying to make some kind of breakthrough. We'll see if they can get value out of this coalescence. It's a nice shatter, but they need to follow up.
Of course, Shatter with a Bob coming in. You often see this the other way with the Shatter paving the way for your own Bob. And yeah, unfortunately, Bob not featuring a lot in the kill feed, but you don't necessarily need that giant robot butler when Mr. Adrenaline is there with a 6-shooter all of his own.
Yeah, and that Death Blossom invested, doesn't find anything, immediately shielded away, and now just 20 seconds left on the board for Brawlers to find some kind of glory in this matchup. Zoned away from by the Deadeye from Mr. Adrenaline, doesn't actually find a pick, but you need to touch the point.
Yeah, at this point you've got to get in. I think we've not even seen, this might be the first contest we've seen, but it's the D.Va. The D.Va comes in and gets immediately demexed and taken out of the fight, and we have got a kill. The Ash pick there taking out the Reinhardt, but it's going to be, once again, too little too late, and Leviathans take map number 4 in very convincing style. All that's left to do now is to say thank you for our teams for letting us cast them this evening. It's been a really entertaining evening of Overwatch. Please tune in next week. We're going to be seeing Harriers versus Spartan and Lionheart versus Armada, so that's going to be really interesting. Spartan's one of the more highly ranked teams in the Arena Clash.
Of course, they reached the finals of the last bit. Definitely a team we're going to expect a lot from.
Yeah, so those are going to be some really impactful matches, and I hope you'll tune in to join us. Now, you might have watched this evening's games and thought, this is really good, this looks like a lot of fun, how can I get involved? And the answer is really, really simple. You can go along to your local belong.gg arenas, simply search for them on your social media platform of choice, or we've got a little, there we go, that side, I know how reflections work. Down at the bottom, visit us online and find your local store, come in and just start playing with like-minded people, and who knows, in the next season you can find yourself on stage with some of the players we've been talking about tonight. But for this evening, I've been Birmingham Hungry Phil.
I've been Vals.
And we hope you'll join in next week for more Overwatch Arena Clash.